Hello and welcome to things I find interesting that happened today in the past, also known as Tifitht Itp. This show is all about the historical events of the past, both recognized by actual historians and ones I personally find interesting enough to talk about. My information comes from the smart device application On This Day, the icon of which can be seen as cutoff prevention at the beginning and end of this video. And in case you're wondering, the music in the background is Nova by Arix, check the underbar. Anyway, on to the show! Today is Friday, aka Friday, February 5th, 2016. In 1997, the so-called Big Three banks in Switzerland announced the creation of a $71 million fund to aid the Holocaust survivors and their families. In 1994, Byron de la Beckwith was convicted of the 1963 murder of civil rights leader Medgar Evers. In 1985, the mayor of Rome, Ugo Ventre, and mayor of Carthage, Shedley Cleeby, met in Tunis to sign a treaty of friendship, officially ending the Third Punic War, which lasted only for 2,131 years. In 1976, the 1976 swine flu outbreak began at Fort Dix, New Jersey. In 1972, Bob Douglas became the first black United States citizen to be elected to the Basketball Hall of Fame. In 1971, Apollo 14 astronauts landed on the moon. In 1963, the European Court of Justice's ruling in Van Gen and Loos versus Netherlands Administrative Tribunal established the principle of direct effect, one of the most important, if not the most important, decisions in the development of European Union law. In 1962, French President Charles de Gaulle called for Algeria to be granted independence. In 1958, the Tylee bomb, a hydrogen bomb, was lost by the U.S. Air Force off the coast of Savannah, Georgia, and has yet to be reported found. In 1939, Generalissimo Francisco Franco became the 68th Caudillo de España, aka leader of Spain. In 1937, United States President Franklin D. Roosevelt proposed his Judicial Procedures Reform Bill of 1937 in an attempt to reduce legal opposition to his New Deal. In 1924, the Royal Greenwich Observatory began broadcasting the hourly time signals known as Greenwich Time Signal, aka BBC Pips. In the year 1919, Charlie Chaplin, Mary Pickford, Douglas Fairbanks, and D.W. Griffith launched United Artists. In 1918, SS Tuscania was torpedoed off the coast of Ireland, becoming the first ship carrying U.S. troops to Europe to be torpedoed and sunk. In 1918, Stephen W. Thompson shot down a German airplane, becoming the first aerial victory for the U.S. military. In 1917, the Congress of the United States passed the Immigration Act of 1917 over President Woodrow Wilson's veto. This act, also known as the Asiatic Barred Zone Act, forbade immigration from nearly all of South and Southeast Asia. In 1917, the current Constitution of Mexico was adopted, establishing a federal republic with powers separated into independent executive, legislative, and judicial branches. In 1913, Greek military aviators Michel Matoussis and Arix performed the first naval air mission in history with the Farman MF-7 hydroplane. In 1909, Belgian chemist Leo Baekeland announced the creation of Bakelite, the world's first synthetic plastic. In 1905, in Mexico, the General Hospital of Mexico was inaugurated and started with 4 basic specialties. In 1887, Verdi's opera Otello was first performed in Teatro alla Scala. In 1885, King Leopold II of Belgium established the Congo as a personal possession. In 1869, the largest alluvial gold nugget in history, called the Welcome Stranger, was found in Mollyville, Victoria, Australia. In 1859, Wallachia and Moldavia were united under Alexandru Ioan Cuza as the United Principalities, which was an autonomous region within the Ottoman Empire. This union ushered the birth of the modern Romanian state. In 1852, the New Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg, Russia, opened to the public. It is one of the largest and oldest museums in the world. In 1788, South Carolina became the second state to ratify the Articles of Confederation. And in 1597, a group of Japanese Christians were murdered by the new government of Japan due to the stigma that they may be a threat to the Japanese society. Births: Dick Warlock, 1940. B.S. Johnson, 1933. Red Buttons, 1919. Halo, every day, every year. And that concludes Tifitht Itp for your dose of Passive Hits Daily. I am Mayo and you're you. Toodles!